Sphoorty Financial Limited Q2FY24 earnings conference call. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about which are based on the beliefs, opinions, and expectations of the company as on the date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Shalabh Saxena, MD and CEO of Spandana Sphoorty Financial Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining the call and investing time in understanding the journey of Spandana Sphoorty Financial Limited. Friends, it has been over 6 quarters that the current management has been handling the business under Spandana 2.0. Over the past quarters, we've collectively focused on the following priorities. Number 1, people, which is reinforcing the middle and senior management team with professionals. That was number 1. Number 2, the second priority was strengthening governance, risk and control with added focus on refining the processes. Number 3, focus on customer acquisition-led business growth. Number 4, technology scale-up. Number 5, customer-led initiatives with emphasis on product services and meeting their life cycle needs. These were the priorities, if I may just refresh, which were the ones which we had set out when we had come out with the Vision 2025 document on the 11th of July 2022. While the agenda is still work in progress, suffice to add, we have made significant progress on each of the items. At this stage, we can say with reasonable surety that the company is on course to becoming a process-driven and stable enterprise with professionals manning their respective domains. We are taking all the steps to ensure the company becomes future-ready to capitalize the opportunity that exists in the environment. Before I go on to the results, let me also articulate the broad changes we have made over the past to make the company future-ready. The first is people, practices, and communication. Number 2, cultural changes. Number 3, process improvements. Number 4, a completely data-driven approach through the organization. And number 5, distribution initiatives. They are in no particular order. Each of them is as important as the other. On the 5 topics that I just covered, let me just elaborate. We have rolled out employee benefits like Mediclaim, life insurance, formalizing performance management system, institutionalizing long service awards, greater focus on training and development of our team members, organizing town halls every quarter, which is a two-way communication with employees, to communicate the progress of the company and vice versa, taking feedback. We believe that in a large distribution as us, it is important that we over-communicate with our teams so that the thought process and feedback both are well cascaded and received. Specific to distribution, we have taken the following steps, which are very important in our considered opinion for defining the future of the company. The first one is customer acquisition-led growth. Second is moving to weekly repayment model from the current monthly. Number 3, geographical concentration mitigation approach, which is how we had come across and we had come out with a 7 focus states mandate. Number 4, branch expansion. On the branch expansion, I would just want to detail. During the course of this calendar year, we have operationalized 292 branches already. There are 110 branches which are ready to be operationalized over the next 3 months, thus taking our tally to over 1,500 branches. This completes our plan of having 1,500 branches by FY25 as articulated in the Vision 25. So while our Vision 25 document had a plan of 1,500 branches end of FY25, but looking at the way we were progressing, we thought that it is important that with the momentum, we open the branches as well, so that we have a clear 12 months for all the 1,500 branches to kind of deliver over the next year, which is FY25. So while we are ahead of our plan, which obviously impacts cost in the shorter run, however, in the long run, we will have a significant upside to our distribution and profitability plans. We will now have the full 12 months of next financial year to deliver growth from the branches. Point number 5, focus on JLG. Joint liability group is something that we as a team believe in, and we are passionate about it. So the philosophy of 5 center meetings, which is Monday to Friday, with 5 groups in a center and 5 members in a group, is something that we are progressing on. Another focus area is timely conduct of center meetings and focus on attendance. Number 3 is focus on operational efficiency, like distances traveled by a loan officer, geo-tagging of customer homes, etc. While I have listed the focus areas, I have to admit that we are not there yet. We will take about 3-4 quarters to reach the desired levels. But as they say, this is continuous work in progress If I were to kind of give you a gist, our belief and philosophy remains. Number 1, acquire more, which is the customer acquisition bit. Number 2, lend shorter tenures, which is 12 months and 18 months is what we've introduced, and accordingly we see a significant movement in those portfolios. Number 3 is muted ticket sizes. Personally, as a management, we feel that it's always good to be short on ticket sizes, not really aggressive on ticket sizes, and which is what we are progressing on. And number 4, weekly repayment. We will continue to pursue this path. If you remember, we had said that all the new branches that we are going to open will be weekly branches, and we have a plan from now until exit 25 of converting the current monthly branches into weekly. We can safely say that end of FY25, about 80% Spandana should be weekly. Coming to collection model or project Parivartan, and here I would want to spend some time. Project Parivartan. So just to give you a background, in our company, the first 10 days of the month, calendar days of the month were reserved for collections, and the balance 20 days was for disbursement, customer acquisition, etc. This was the model of the company, which we've tried to rework under the Project Parivartan, and I'll just get into the details. To ensure, so fundamentally we believe that under microfinance, we should be doing all the three things, which is acquire customers, disburse customers, and collect from the customers. All the 3 things at the same time. So while we had a model, we thought that this was the time, which was Q2, because we couldn't have done it around Q4. So Q2 was the time when we said we will modify the distribution model. This was to ensure that the distribution model remains scalable, and we continue to do all the 3 things, as I said, on all the days. So we changed the model in Q2 in 700 branches, which covered about 1.5 million customers. So what did we change? First of all, we moved the customers' repayments from the dates, that is 1st to 10th, from the date to weekdays, which is Monday to Friday. With Saturday and Sunday being a no customer operations, led to a change in repayment days for almost all the customers which were there in these 700 branches, which was the 15 lakh customers that I just spoke about. The reason why we did it was, while I said, we had to do all the 3 things, acquire customers, disburse to the customers, and collect from the customers on all the days. This also gives our employees 2 Saturdays to do training, administrative work. So we spent significant time in communicating the changes to the customers. Obviously, with a base of about 1.5 million and initiatives of this mega scale, there are bound to be disruptions. There were many instances when our team members reached to conduct center meetings, but the customers probably missed coming because their schedule was slightly different from what we would have articulated. On the contrary, there were many instances where our team members, because of the change, reached at a different time of the meetings, thus missing the customers who came and went away. The above also has led, apart from the bit of a disruption in the field, it has also led to an increase in the flows in the buckets, as you would have noticed in the presentation. However, we are very confident that this is temporary, and in the next 3 to 4 months, we will stabilize and even out the variances. Not really ideal, however, we did anticipate this. We had to bite this bullet, had to go through the temporary inconvenience and disruption for a better tomorrow. And we walked the path. We are seeing normalization, and by next quarter, we should have regularized this. Now to go to the highlights of the quarter. New customer acquisition. The results were already uploaded on the BSE and NSE, but however, I'll just quickly go through the results. New customer addition during the quarter was 3.5 lakhs, a YOY growth of about 183%. Because last year, same quarter, it was 1.2 lakhs. So from 1.2 lakhs, it has moved to 3.5 lakhs. A quarter on quarter, last quarter, we were at 2.6 lakhs. So there's a quarter on quarter growth of 34%. So YOY growth 183%, quarter on quarter growth of 34%. We have acquired 6.1 lakh customers in the first half of the year, well on course to cross 3 million customer base by end of the year. We are currently at 2.7 million customers, a growth of 24% YOY, and a 12% growth over the previous quarter. The AUM end of the quarter is 9,784 crores, a 69% growth YOY, and 11% growth quarter on quarter. Geographical concentration risk in MFI is the biggest risk. Beginning of last year, when we presented the Vision 25 paper, we had identified 7 focus states where we would grow our business to mitigate this. Those states now contribute 22% to the AUM. By end of the year, we should be 26%, and end of next year, this will be in the range of 41 to 44%. End of next year, our endeavor is to ensure no state is more than 12% of the total AUM. This is a big step that we are taking. Currently, our biggest states are in the range of about 15%, 15.2, 15.3. However, we have another 6 quarters to really moderate these and get the big ones down to 12%. So we are comfortable with a single state contribution of about 12% or below. On the disbursement for the quarter was 2,513 crores. This was a YOY growth of 81% and a quarter-on-quarter growth of 51%. Last quarter we disbursed, quarter one we disbursed 1,664 crores. On the asset quality, the current book is at 96.7%. This has seen a bit of a dip because of the project Parivartan that I mentioned. The GNPA, however, has gone down. It has fallen 23 bits to a 1.4%. And this is quarter on quarter. If I look at a YOY, September. ₹1,850 crores. Coming to financial performance, the total income was 640 crores, which is a growth of 106% YOY and 21% quarter on quarter. Net income was 412 crores, a growth of 89%. The yield has gone up quarter on quarter, and while the same quarter last year was 19.5%, but even on a quarter on quarter, it has gone up by about 0.45%. So it was about 24% last quarter. We are at 24.5% this quarter. The NIMs of the portfolio is 14.1%, an improvement of 113 bits over previous year. However, down 0.11% over previous quarter. This has been because of increase in the leverage, which has gone up from 1.98x in previous quarter to 2.31 in quarter 2. So we will see some compression as we continue to increase our leverage. We've made this position earlier that a south of 4x is something that we would be comfortable in. So anywhere at 3.5 to 4. And once we hit that, we start looking for growth capital. So as of now, that distance is some bit away. On the PPOP, we reported a 258 crores, a YOY growth of 134%, and a 36% increase over quarter 1. Consequently, our profit after tax this quarter has been 125 crores, which is a growth of 127% YOY and a 5% growth quarter on quarter. During the quarter, we also received a rating upgrade from ICRA. Our credit rating was upgraded to A stable from A minus positive earlier. So now the 3 rating agencies, all of them are at par. To summarize, we will end the year at about 12,000 crores of AUM. We ended the last quarter at 9,782, so we will end the year at 12,000 crores of AUM, which is exactly what we've been saying over the past few quarters. This will entail disbursing about 3,000 crores and 3,500 crores in Q3 and Q4, which we are confident of meeting. All distribution-led initiatives will be completed by end of Q3, beginning of quarter 4. These are predominantly opening of new branches and entailing the cost of opening those branches and manpower, because it takes about 60 days to operationalize a branch. We did this so that we could prepare for a clean 12 months of growth next year. So the next few months will all be about stabilizing. Next year, which is FY25, will be all about focusing on growth and most importantly focusing on efficiencies and productivity. We have mentioned the Vision 25 and the reference to Vision 25, which was essentially a 3-year plan which we had come out on the 11th of July 2022, giving details of where do we want to take the company over the next 3 years, which is until FY25. Happy to inform all of you that we started working on the Vision 2028 plan. This is the plan because when we came out with the Vision 25, it was a 3-year plan. We are already midway. We've initiated the planning exercise for the subsequent 3 years. We should be able to share the plan by end of the year. Suffice to add, we are hugely optimistic of what the future holds for Spandana, and the same should find its way in the plan. I thank all the stakeholders of Spandana, the board, our lenders, and our colleagues in Spandana who pooled in their energies during the year. A special note of thanks to all the branch staff, our loan officers, branch managers, and the entire field staff who are slogging hard to deliver the results. Thank you to all of you who are on the call. You've been a constant source of encouragement by giving us positive advice, feedback, and of course, support during the year. We look forward to receiving similar encouragement in the future. We have the entire management team with us and are ready to take questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask questions may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Shripal Doshi from Equirus. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good evening, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. Congratulations to you and the entire team for the good quarter. So my first question was pertaining to the customer addition. So we had guided for almost 1 million customer addition during this year, and we've already added 0.61 million customers. So, and second half being a stronger half, do you believe we'll be able to surpass that guidance and do much better customer acquisition, which will lead to further better loan growth?
So Shreepal, hi. So we've done about 6.1 lakhs in the first 2 quarters. So theoretically, what you're saying is right. But however, what you to also keep in context is the 3,000 and 3,500 crores that we will do. Within that, yeah, the one could become 1.1. Maybe could stretch to a 1. Could be about 11.5 lakhs as well. Beyond that, so there's a certain mix that we have in mind, which we are kind of executed. Plus, we have a lot of unfinished work on the distribution side that we had. So, yes, there is opportunity in the market. And what we've also observed is that post the release of the pent-up demand about 6-8 quarters back, now the demand is pretty stable. So we will measure and calibrate our steps, Shreepal. Our focus on customer acquisition will remain. 1.1 is a million against a 1 million guidance is possibly a doable thing. But broadly speaking, we will remain within a 12,000 crore kind of a number and, utilize the time to kind of do other distribution initiatives that we have on our agenda.
Got it. So second question was pertaining to the credit cost. So during this quarter, we have seen that increase to almost 3.9% on an annualized basis. So could you please throw some light on that, and will this run rate lead to any change in our guidance of 2% for the year?
Hi Shreepal, this is Ashish this side. So if you look at the credit cost, we have given the breakup. What is coming from the BAU is about 1.2%. We do have some legislated provisioning that we have done, which is another 2.6%. In my mind, the other items, the ARC and some correction that we had to do on the assignment portfolio that we have is largely addressed. We may have some more flows, but that will be calibrated over a period of time. What is important is to look at what is coming from the BAU or the book that we have created in the recent past, or the book which is going to continue in the balance sheet, and that is stacking at about 1.4% right now. And I think this can be improved from here on.
And as you highlighted that the collection efficiency, as sir highlighted that the collection efficiency was affected because of the, project Parivartan, right? So can that also lead to an increase in credit cost requirement for the year, or an increase in flows from here on?
So whatever is currently built in does have some bit of impact because of Parivartan as well. So it's already taken into account. Going forward, we believe that things will improve from here on. It is the initial hiccup which has added to the flows, and that is reflecting in primarily 1 to 30 and 30 to 60 bucket. But I think further flows into 90 plus, whatever the natural flow will be there, that would definitely happen. But the ones which are primarily because of administrative issues should correct in the coming few months.
So Shreepal, let me also add, will there be an impact? There is already an impact. Will it flow? Yes, little bit will flow for sure. There is no doubt about it. And however, will it kind of significantly impact the guidance? No chance. We had said that it will be sub of 2%. We are well below that. This is a pain of 1 quarter which we had to take because the model in our wisdom had to be made scalable, which we kind of walked that path. Once we are there, now we've kind of set right about 15 lakh customers and about 730 branches. Rest, obviously, the 300 branches are functioning as is, and this year we have no plan to do anything on those 300 branches. The new branches are either way weekly, so so that part is sorted already. So we are all these initiatives in our wisdom have to be taken if you really want to take Spandana to 17,000 crores, and a stable and a robust model is what we've kind of planned for, and this is a step in that direction. Yes, we will have an impact probably in this quarter also, but then that's all. This is all temporary because these are customers who were with us. It is just that that entire disruption in terms of our schedule and their schedule has kind of not really aligned well. And with a 1.5 million base, these things are anticipated. So hence we chose July and August month to kind of execute this so that we can cover up by the month of March of this year.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you so much for the detailed answer. So one last question was pertaining to the collection efficiency again. Sir, have we seen any impact in collection efficiency in Bihar, UP, sort of states wherein there was derailment in collection efficiency because of rainfall or monsoon?
So we did a analysis. Our chief risk officer, we did a detailed analysis on both the drought, which is the short rainfall, and wherever there was excess rainfall. What the impact of both, which is deficient as well as wherever there was higher, was about the total portfolio impacted was about 2.5 or 3% of our entire book. So per se, we and this exercise we did just about 4 weeks or 3 weeks back, when this thing was very ripe. So immediately we Bihar, either way we don't have a book. We have a book which is reasonably manageable. We are doing a very, very calibrated approach in each of these growth states, and we are fine. We've not seen any drop or any stress, if that is the question.
Got it, sir. Got it. So the collection efficiency would broadly be like what? I mean, 94-95% for those for that 2.5% portfolio, or would it be even lower than that?
So, specific question to Bihar, the collection efficiency actually is better than the national average. The country level.
Got it, sir. So thank you so much for answering.
Shripal, हमें है ना कोई जगह पे मतलब because this is a very standard question which gets asked. We have not experienced any specific stress in any of the states that we are talking about. Wherever there are issues, they are more internal than a market or an environment. So hence, that is a matter of solace for us and everybody in the industry. But yes, of course, we have to be very careful when we lend, and we have to be, as I said, lend short, lend muted.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much for answering all my questions. Good luck for the next quarter.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Renish Bua from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Congrats on a good set of numbers. So just two questions from my side. One on the customer acquisition side. So in this quarter, the new customer addition is actually at par with the industry leader. In fact, it is higher than that. So just wanted to understand, what percentage of this customer are, let's say, unique to us. And maybe if you can just further share, whether we'll be a second, third lender, or will be, let's say, first or second lender.
So, Renish, good evening. I will give you these stats. Customers, and it is not just specific to 3.5. I'm just giving you a flavor. So it will be slightly more because it becomes a more slightly wider answer. 33 to 34% of our customer base. It was about 36% last quarter. We are 34% is a single lender relationship with Spandana. Another 33% is 1+1, which is apart from Spandana, there is one more. Then there is a, so this takes it to about 68, 69. We have about 19% with a 1+2. And then the others are, once they take a loan from us, then they go and, kind of borrow from somewhere else. But what we have also been observing, Ramesh, is doing a lot of analytics in terms of, is there a correlation of either a ticket size or a number of lenders to the, to the repayment behavior of the customers. Until now, we've not really, seen any. That's number one. Number two, our focus will be on moving into geographies where we increase the single lender relationship, because single lender relationship also is a factor of our existing customer base and how much they want. So given the fact that we have normalized our operations, you will see a lot of these things, the 33, 34%, touching the 38, 39, 40%. If you go back to my quarter one earnings call, we had said that our desire is that single lender and a 1+1 should be a 38, 39, 38, 39 equivalent. So about 78, 79 should be 1 or 1+1. So that is the distance that we have to travel, and we are walking that path. That will obviously, in our wisdom, weekly kind of helps us, weekly repayment helps us in that. Plus, now out in the market from a customer point of view, Spandana is acknowledged as a stable lender, which when they need, there is a credit demand, and this is a credit, they need a periodic dose of capital for their running their regular businesses. Once they have that confidence, you will see this number increasing. So that's how we are going to, we are approaching the business.
Got it, sir. I think just to follow up on that, so let's say the customer pool, wherein the lender relationship is 1+2 and above, what could be the industry level outstanding for borrower?
So we'll get back to you. We don't have it offhand.
Okay.
But
2000 into 2.
पर हमारा है ना रमेश जी, एट अ पॉइंट इन टाइम हमारी फिलॉसफी क्या है? हमारी फिलॉसफी है हम कभी 2 लाख का लोन नहीं, मतलब 2 लाख 2 लाख वाला भी का, आई मीन इट डजंट रियली रिंग अ बेल विद अस. So we will continue to acquire more and more customer, which is the earlier question Shripal asked. So we will continue to focus on that, and hence our experience is on a customer ticket size. We are very well entrenched, and we are very well in our capacity to ensure that we are able to hold on to our customer, which is our customer as well. I mean, as in right now we have about 2.7 million. So so that is what it is. What is very critical is that the share of wallet increases, and to the extent possible, if required, if we have to. So we are even now, after even if a customer has a vintage of 7 years or 8 years, we are still stuck at our maximum ticket size is 80,000, not more. So we are continuing to follow that philosophy, and I think we'll progress.
I'll just add, hi Renish, our exposure at a customer level is 36,800 thereabouts. If you look at the industry average, should be hovering around 40 to 43,000.
43,000.
So if you add my borrower, my loan plus another loan, we are talking about 80,000 or somewhere there. If unless and somebody has given loans which are like 3 years and all, then this number can increase. But otherwise, this should be hovering around. So given that we don't do 3-year loans, we have all 2-year at best. I think our kind of customer should be in that range of 70 to 80,000 maximum exposure in that 1+1 that you talked about.
So you asked a very important question, Ramesh, and I'm just adding a nuance to it. What we track is not the ticket size. What we track is the indebtedness level. Our indebtedness level today is about 36,000, and this I can say with reasonable surety will keep on, either will remain static at this number or will keep going down, which is exactly the opposite of what the industry, how the industry is moving. But we are very comfortable with this position. Our philosophy remains that, the customer, and this is what we believe in, you will never lose a customer either on interest rate or ticket size. You will lose a customer on your conduct, on the way you kind of approach the customer, the way you deal with them. If you are transparent, if you are honest, if you maintain a cordial relationship with them and ensure that the credit supply is taken care of, their credit demand is taken care of, you are there.
Got it. So just again, so sorry to follow up on that. So let me put it this way: what is our credit filters, wherein if the system level indebtedness of the customer goes, let's say, above 1 lakh or above 80,000, will not lend. I mean, does we have that kind of credit filters in our process or no?
No, it works the reverse. Given the FOIR and the 1.5 lakhs, that is the automatic ceiling. My rejection at this point in time is 45%, and we have the only way to reduce that rejection is to increase the tenor from 24 to 36 or 48, which either way we don't have. So as a policy, we are rejecting a higher number for the reasons that I said, because we think this is the right way to do.
So I'll just bring on that. The way you can disburse a loan is maximum tenor can be only 2 years, and within that FOIR eligibility. So either your amount will go down or the loan will be rejected altogether. That's how it works, Ramesh.
Got it. And just last question from my side on the credit cost. So Ashish, you did mention that this 58 crore in this quarter is related to the passbook. But let's say in next 2 quarters, what kind of impairment we still expect from the passbook? I mean, or this is the last leg and we are completely done with the past impairment.
So there are 2 pieces to this, Ramesh. One is ARC book that we have on the balance sheet. The total outstanding on the balance sheet is about 164 crores. We carry a provision of 34 crores, which emanates from the the ratings that are given by the trustee and the rating agency. So the provision is driven by that. We are confident that we will be able to collect most of the ARC pool. So further provisioning may not be required in my mind. But if it happens, it should happen gradually over a period of time. That is part one. The other part is more about the assignment transaction, and it's a calibration that we've been doing around this. What we have on the balance sheet presently uncovered, or let's say what we have already paid as advance to the banks and needs to be addressed in the balance sheet, is about 16.6, 17 crores roughly, let's say. Having said that, we are in a business where we need to keep taking the interest from the bank's perspective as well, and keep having a resolve around this. So one can expect another, let's say, I'm just guesstimating, a 40 to 50 crore kind of a number over a period of time, not necessarily immediate or whatever, but I'm just doing a future gazing here in a way. That's the number I have in mind, and we will be comfortable with that if at all that happens.
Got it. But sir, again, I mean, if we have only 17-18 crore, which is there on the balance sheet, then why we are saying 40-50 crore?
No, this is Ramesh. This is future. This could happen, is what Ashish is saying. While our efforts on the field continues, we are just defining the scope and the limit to what the discussion that we are having at this point in time. So it is not that this will happen next quarter or the next 3 quarters or 4 quarters. We are saying that is the total quantum of issue to be addressed. While our efforts on the field continue, that is the max that we are talking about. That is the point Ashish was mentioning.
Got it. Okay, that's it from my side, sir, and best of luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sagar Shah from Piper Serica. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. And first of all, congratulations for such a healthy set of numbers. I just had one question actually. Basically, that was related to on your slide number 8 actually. So my query was that when I'm seeing your from 1 to 30 day bucket and from 31 to 60 day bucket, I'm seeing a little bit deterioration in your asset quality. The 1 to 30 day bucket is has gone up for the first time from 0.55 to 0.85. And 31 to 60 has gone from 0.42 to 0.60, and it has increased for the first time in the last 6 odd quarters actually. So my query was that have we actually started seeing some stress which we haven't seen actually for the last several quarters in this microfinance space? And if yes, then can you give some color on that, please, sir?
Hi, good evening, Sagar. Thanks for the question. I think this is partly covered in the opening remarks made by Shalabh.
Yeah, sorry, sir. I already thought I joined late.
Not an issue. Not an issue. I'll try to explain this in little more detail. The movement that you see in the SMA buckets has primarily can be attributed to the Parivartan project that the company has taken up. We have moved almost about 700 branches in last quarter from a monthly kind of an exercise where we used to collect between 1st and 10th of the month to a weekly kind of a setup where we are asking customers to make the payments in the first week of the particular month, which is Monday to Friday. So in this, there is a administrative issue where the customers are still not aligned to the new thought process, and that is what is creating a little bit of slipovers. Or so if you see our overall collection on the gross basis is still 100.3%, which means people are paying with some lag, and there are some missouts that have happened which will catch up as we progress. And I think what we believe is in another 3 to 4 months, you should see this again normalizing and going back to the levels where we were in the past.
So Sagar, quickly, while I covered this at a very length, in my opening remarks. But broadly, our company used to follow a collection cycle of 1st to 10th, which was a date, and the balance 20 days was for disbursement and member acquisition. What we have done is we thought it was not really the right thing to do was to do all the three things, which is collect, disburse, and acquire new customers every single day of the 21 days that you work. So we moved in 700 branches covering 1.5 million customers from the date to a day, which is instead of 1st to 10th, now we are seeing Monday to Friday. So he came out with a schedule to the customer saying, अब आपको अब 8 तारीख का इंस्टॉलमेंट नहीं है, आपको बुधवार को आना है या गुरुवार को आना है या शुक्रवार को आना है. अब वो 15 लाख कस्टमर को पहुंचाते for a scale of this, obviously there was to be a disruption. That is why we chose this quarter. We were fully aware of the risk, but then, as I used the line in my...
You have 61 seconds.
Okay, sure, sir. And my last question, sir, was related to credit cost. As you already highlighted, there was a one-off in the quarter related to restructuring, so that's why our credit cost was a little higher at 90 crores. So can you give a guidance of our credit cost for FY24 and for FY25 also?
You have 31 seconds.
आप वो अगर हमारी वो स्लाइड देखेंगे उसमें हमारा क्रेडिट कॉस्ट 1.4% ही है. जो वो बैलेंस है वो है on the that is towards the SRs and the some assignment transactions that we have done. So I don't want to really take up the time of the others, but you can separately us, you can separately reach out to us and then we'll kind of...
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from Rajiv Mehta from Yes Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and congratulations.
We seem to have lost the line for the management. Please stay on the line while we reconnect the line for the management.
Sure. Yeah.
We have the line for the management reconnected. We have a question from the line of Mr. Rajiv Mehta. Please go ahead, Rajiv.
Yeah, hi Shalabh and Ashish. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask questions and congrats on demonstrating significant scale-up of the franchise. So first question is on the portfolio yield. So portfolio yield has improved from 24% to 24.5%, but the interest income has grown exactly in line with loan portfolio. That is by 10-11%. So does it imply that a good part of the growth that we saw in the quarter was slightly back-ended and a true reflection of the higher yield will come in Q3?
Hi Rajiv, good evening. So I think the entire growth is in line with the portfolio growth, and the reflection of the yield is nothing but whatever the top line growth has been. What, however, happens is we have done two DA transactions, which will move some of the income related to the quarter as well into the other line item. Apart from the preponing of the income because of the DA transaction, which is almost of about 42 crores, which has gone into the other income line item. That gives you some aberration in terms of the portfolio yield. As far as portfolio yield is concerned, I think we are very much there. Maybe another 10 to 20 bits is what you can see maximum.
So the history is, Rajiv, we increased post the March regulations. We increased the interest rate the first time around in June of 22. And then, so we had taken up our IRR from 21.97 to 24%. In October, which is 12th of October 2022, which was last year, we took it up to 25. So for the past 4 quarters, we've been stable at the same interest rate. So the yield on account of the delta on interest rate has, I think, kind of come one full year, on a portfolio point of view. So now what you will see is not the delta on account of the increase in the rate, but more on account of the denominator increasing, which will kind of progress as we move.
And just to cover the question in two numbers, 7% was the increase in the average AUM. The increase in the top line has been, interest income has been around 10%. So those are the numbers for you, Rajiv.
Okay. And Shalabh, you also said that customer level indebtedness will remain static or maybe even slightly come down. So when you speak about indebtedness, you're talking about our average outstanding per customer, borrower?
Correct.
So then does it not imply that customer retention or portfolio vintage will not improve? Because I mean, naturally, as your processes, your things, are becoming much and much better, the customer stickiness, the customer retention should improve, and the migration into subsequent cycles will lift the overall blended outstanding per borrower. While I agree that you will also add new clients, but can it not improve? I'm just asking.
Yeah. So what you're saying is right. However, for the next 1 year, so there are two parts we are discussing. We are discussing numbers, we are discussing philosophy. From a philosophy point of view, we will always be on the lower end of the ticket sizes. We will not go, and which is what in the early part of the conversation I said that our maximum ticket size we are operating at is 80,000, which is substantially lower than the industry. What you are saying is right. However, for the next 1 year, when we continue to pursue our customer acquisition-led growth, that is going to, by design, is we offer our customer a first cycle loan at 35,000. So you will see that number being stabilized at a 36,000 or thereabouts. 1 year hence, when currently our proportion of new versus vintage customer is about 50-50. The day we start coming down to a 30% new and a 70% existing, that is when the 36 will start inching up. But and that will eventually play out, say, about 6 quarters from now. But however, the 36 is unlikely to become a 46 or a 48. At best, the 36 will be a 37, 38, 39. That's the range that we are comfortable in. A sub 40,000 indebtedness, even for an existing customer base, is a number that we should be comfortable with.
So what is your thoughts about AUM per loan officer or office to assets ratio, maybe in the medium to longer term? Where can we reach from where we are?
So we are currently, so we've done this benchmarking. We are at the, at a company, at an enterprise level. We are currently at a 347, we are at a count number of borrower. 318, yeah. So we are at a AUM per LO at currently is 1.2 excluding training, and we are handling our loan officers are handling 317 borrowers per loan officer. However, 317, Rajiv, is a number that, and this 317 is because we've added a lot of branches and loan officers, etc. This will immediately in the short term hit in the neighborhood of about 380 to 400 borrowers per loan officer, which next year we are targeting a 440 to 450 number. On the AUM side, we are currently at a 1.2. We are targeting a 1.4 to 1.5 over the next 3 to 4 quarters. That's the number we are targeting. On the AUM side, 1.4 to 1.5 is a number that I foresee stabilizing. And on the borrower to loan count, borrower to a loan officer, I think a number anywhere between 450 to 480 is a number that we'll be comfortable with. We have in our best of times done a 600 also in our previous company, but those days were different, So now anywhere 450 to 470 is a good enough number with a 1.5 crores of corresponding portfolio. Sorry for the long answer.
No, thanks for this. Just a couple of observations, and then I would like to hear your comments, and this is my last question. We have seen some addition even in the monthly collection model branches. There has been slight addition. And that is one observation. And second is the growth in loan officers sequentially has been just 4%, while we have added significant number of branches. So is this because of lead lag?
Sorry. I understood the first question. What is the second question?
Second question is about the growth in loan officers on sequential basis has just been 4%. So I'm asking this question in the context of significant number of branches that they've added.
Yeah. Okay, understood. So the monthly addition is because of the split branches, because the branches sometimes, outgrow their capability. When a branch starts getting a 20 crore kind of a portfolio, you have no option but to administratively split. Otherwise, it becomes a slightly riskier branch, from cash handling, etc. perspective. So all of this either way will follow our model of transforming from a monthly to a weekly. On the loan officer count, I think. Rajiv, we've kind of reached where we wanted to. Maybe another 500, 700, and we are done for, in terms of recruitment. Our branch addition and recruitment are, we've kind of, done whatever we had to, which was my point in the commentary when I said that, we've taken the cost, we've done all the investments in the distribution. Now it is all about efficiencies and productivity.
Got it. Thank you so much, and best of luck.
Thanks, Rajiv.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhijit Tibrewal from Motilal Oswal. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And congrats, Shalabh and Ashish, on a good quarter. So just two questions. The first one is more of a data keeping question. Ashish, if you could just tell us what's the DA outstanding now as on September?
732 crores.
Right, thank you. And the other thing is, this time around, you already shared, I think, around 42 crores coming from the DA transaction, which you show as net gain on fair value change. So is this understanding right that, all the upfronting or what we call as assignment income, when you undertake a DA transaction, you are booking it as net gain on fair value change?
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Abhijit.
Got it. And this time also,
this will include the income that you would have booked in the interest income between the date of cutoff and the date of transaction as well.
Got it. So essentially, if you do a DA transaction 45 days into the quarter, 45 days of interest income gets booked as net gain on fair value changes.
It may be 45 days, it may be 25 days, depending upon, where did I pick up the portfolio from which date onwards. That's the...
Right.
That's the
Understood. And this time around, we have reported net gain on fair value changes of 60 crores. 42 is coming from this DA transaction that you did. Another 18 crores is coming from?
So whatever cash that we have, we park it into overnight funds with the mutual fund companies, and we get the interest income from there.
So even the MF and treasury income is classified under net gain on fair value changes. Got it. The last question I had is, while you've already articulated, maybe the yields will go up by 10-20 basis points. So two parts to this. One is, on yields, do you think there is some regulatory risk, not specifically to you, but given how, other peers, and the interest rates at which they are lending, do you think there is a regulatory risk of, again, some kind of a capping coming in on yields or spreads? And the other question is, specifically on your cost of borrowings. Ashish, sequentially, your incremental cost of borrowings have remained stable. Very heartening to hear that you've added 3 big lenders during this quarter, SBI, NABARD, and SEBI. So based on how discussions are progressing, I'm hoping you'll look to add more, maybe PSU bank lending relationships going forward. So how should the cost of borrowings kind of trend incrementally as well as on a portfolio basis going forward?
So I'll answer the cost of borrowing and then I'll hand it over to Shalabh on the industry view for how the interest rates are likely to move. In terms of cost of borrowing, yes, as we progress, we should see some more improvement in the marginal cost of borrowings for us. But if you overall look at the movement in terms of our cost of borrowing, it has been about 130 bips between last year and this year. And if I have to look at how the overall interest rates on the repo side has moved, it's almost like, close to about 240 to 50 basis points. So from that respect, we've been doing well. Having said that, I agree with you. As the participation from the public sector banks improve and the mix changes, we should start seeing some benefits on the borrowing side.
Yeah, so I'll just supplement what Ashish said. By design, now what was left in our kitty were the public sector enterprises. So by design, this cost of borrowing or the cost of acquisition should go down. That's our estimate. That's our guess, and it's a logical guess. Now, to your first question in terms of the, on the interest rates and the NIMs that are being charged. Now, specific to us, we are currently at a 14%, 14.1% NIM. However, our gearing is just 2.3. If our gearing goes to a 4, which it will, eventually one has to operate at a 3.5 to 4x. The NIM should settle anywhere at about 12.5. Add about 2% of credit cost and cost of operations, so you're talking of roughly about 4.5%, 5%. So 4.5% is what we had said that, we'll kind of, we are currently at a 7%, but I think, on a AUM basis, I think we should settle anywhere on a long-term basis at about 5.5%, and add another 2 to the cost on the credit cost, you will have a 4.5 to 5% of ROA. So your question in terms of, do we see any intervention? Look, this is a physical model, which is not a very inexpensive model. One has to physically deploy a lot of people, and for all practical purposes, they have to be monitored, which entails a lot of cost, and hence a 5.5, 6% of you need that amount to run the company. At a point in time when we, if there is a question from the anywhere, why regulator, there are others also who ask this question. We have a perfectly valid reason that for unsecured microfinance lending, 4.5, 5% is a very much tolerance, is a very much a doable, levels and limits that we are at. We also have to ensure that as an industry we lend responsibly. And when we say lend responsibly, means that the interest rates that we are talking about. And industry, if you see the big players, the top 10 players, if I remember correctly, contribute about 90% of the industry. Most of them are in the median of the number, which is a tolerable number. So, it's a number which is a logical number to operate, where we balance all the interests of all the stakeholders. So, per se, we have, our personal view is that if we continue to operate in this space, we should be fine. However, if there are questions, we'll be happy to answer anybody, outside.
Got it. Thank you so much for the elaborate answer. That's all from my side. All the very best to you, Shalom, Ashish, and Spandana.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sarvesh Gupta from Maximal Capital. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir, and congratulations for a good set of numbers. Sir, one question on the other loan products. So as part of our Vision 2025, we had also said we'll reach 3,000 crores in other than MFI. So what's the progress there till now, given that we are 6 quarters away?
Yeah, so we had, thank you for asking this question, Sarvesh. We have opened 10 branches in Rajasthan. I think last time we had updated that, we are going to expand in Rajasthan. This is under our subsidiary Chris Financials. So we opened 10 branches. We've disbursed about in the loan against property. While we are still finding our feet, but we are progressing really well. We've disbursed about 3.5 crores and done about 105, 106 loans. On the nano MSME loans, we just opened this up in I think about last month of the last quarter. We've done about 25 lakhs and 27 loans. We have 60 people already in the 10 branches that we have spoken about. All of these are people from the industry. We have, and I think I clarified this last time, these are separate. This is a separate market, separate branch, separate set of people, and even in the head office at a chief business officer level, there is a separate set of individuals, kind of looking at it, because this entails setting up a full-fledged credit department looking into it. This is complete. This has nothing to do with microfinance. So that is why we've demarcated and kept both the models separate. Our plan for quarter 3 is to take the number up to 50 branches by end of this year. I think we should do about roughly 75 crores to 100 crores this quarter. The reason why this by the end of the year. The next year is when we scale up, and we'll scale pretty fast. We are just trying to even out all the rough edges that we have in terms of system, because there's a new system that we've taken. This is not the microfinance system, so new system, new setup, new environment, new market, new set of people. All of this, we are just socializing ourselves, and once done, towards the later part of quarter 4, we kind of, step up to deliver the plans that we've communicated.
Understood, sir. And just one clarification on the credit cost part. So if I understand this correctly, this 58 odd crore which has come up, so only 40 to 50 crore which is from assignment transaction is the sort of the further flow into this sort of a number which can happen as far as our pre-21 book is concerned, and nothing else is sort of under question as of now.
Yeah, so Sarvesh, there were 2 pieces to it. One, you got it right on the DA part. We do have a 128 crores of unprovided ARC portfolio, which is there, which we are very confident of recovering. So that's there on the balance sheet. In case, in future we are not able to recover, we'll have to, take some bit of cognizance of that.
And remaining is the assignment, which is 40 to 50 crore might come over a period of time.
That is right. That is right.
So at least in one quarter, you may not see this sort of a number going forward.
No.
Understood. And the project Parivartan, which might have some impact on your credit cost on this quarter in terms of flows, and also 1.3% that we have got is inclusive of that, and hence we should expect this sort of a number going forward as well, or do we think that the real sort of an increase is going to come in the coming quarters from this?
So we'll see some flows in this quarter as well. The 1.4, yes, the 1.4% is a part of this. However, we are trying our best to kind of ensure that, it remains within the, the limits, within, the original limits that we've been delivering over the past few quarters. However, having said that, our overall number that we've been very consistent in what we've been saying, we'll be sub of 2%, that we are very confident of meeting.
Understood, sir. So just one final question on the district concentration. Do we track that, and is it in line with what we wanted to achieve? I understood the state-wise guidance.
Next year maybe है district concentration. एक second में बताता हूँ. Here slide 20 number. 20 number पे है. Yeah, so we do all of that. The branch, district, state, zone, all of that we do, but the larger point is, Sarvesh, what one has to, and I would urge and I would draw your attention to, is our top three states are 41-42%. They contribute 41-42% to our overall kitty. Even if I go down, I don't know if you have that slide in front of you, but if you go to the annexure slide 20, my top two states are 15 and 15, and rest all the states are sub 11. If you go back to the commentary that I said, we said that exit 25, none of the states will be more than 12%. So which means two states, Odisha and Madhya Pradesh, have to come down from the current 15 to 12%. So this will come out of one, increase in denominator, and the second is obviously, there are certain pockets of inefficiencies which will kind of, shut the tap on, which is going to get us to that number. So, the concentration norm and the corresponding mitigation is something that we are very, very clear in our heads, and that is what we are driving. We are in a, I don't think we'll take more than 6 quarters to kind of get to a 12% across all states. I mean, the highest will be at 12% and the rest will be below.
Sure, sir. Congratulations again and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Last question.
Thank you. Yes, we have one last question. The last question is from the line of Anand Mundra from Soar Wealth. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Congratulations on good set of results. I wanted to check on slide number 7. Your current book percentage has come down, so I couldn't understand this, from 97.1 to 96.7.
This is hi Anand. This is same as what we've been discussing about. So some of the paid with some delay, so they've been being classified in that 1 to 30 bucket, and that is why you see the current number has gone down from by 40 basis points.
See, what I understood from current number and old number is this is a current book and one is a pre-COVID book. That is how the percentage is.
No. Current book means no arrears.
Zero day delinquency.
Okay. Second, sir, I wanted to check how many branches we have moved to weekly collection now?
So I'll give you a December position. We will, because अभी वो फिर बहुत operational non-operational बड़ा सारा confusion होता है. तो December तक हम लोग 1502 branches. I think there is a slide also that we have put up here, which is split into operational and not operational. But if we are already at 1502 branches, of which about 95 odd branches are yet to start operations. Exit December, which is two months away, rough and ready about 370 to 380 branches should be weekly. ये साल खत्म होगा तो we should be at about 450. These are all our organic branches. जो existing monthly को whatever we are going to transform, all of that will slowly start playing out in quarter 4 and then quarter 1 from next year onwards.
So, sir, this problem of increase in SMA2 and GNPA, that may continue for another 3-4 quarters till the time you are moving everything to weekly branches?
नहीं, वो दोनों का कोई लिंक नहीं है. वो दोनों देखो, नई ब्रांच जो है वो तो वीकली मॉडल ही है, तो उसमें
दैट इज ओके.
वो तो स्ट्रेट हो गया. अब जो एक वन टाइम हमने जो डेट से डे पे मूव किया, फ्रॉम इंस्टेड ऑफ 1st to 10th वी हैव मूव्ड टू मंडे टू फ्राइडे. वो वन टाइम 700 ब्रांच में मूव किया था और वहां पे रोक दिया हमने. अब आगे नहीं कर रहे हम कुछ ये साल. तो ये 700 ब्रांचेस को हमारे को इसको करना है, जो विच आई सेड विल टेक अबाउट 3 months मैक्स 4 months एंड देन विल बी सॉर्टेड. द अदर ब्रांचेस 300 ब्रांचेस विच आर मंथली आर वेरी बिग ब्रांचेस, सो वी आर नॉट टचिंग देम फॉर नाउ. Once let us do this and at least get, and which is why I keep on making that statement that exit 25 or end of FY25, Spandana will be 80% weekly, not 100.
Okay, noted, sir. So one more thing, how much bad debt recovery happened in this quarter or 6 months?
So H1 में we've recovered 54 crores. Last year rate of recovery was about 23-24 crores. 39 last year. H1 में अभी 54 crores हुआ है, 54 crores हुआ है, और we are targeting upwards of 100 crores, which is another 50 odd crores in the balance.
Okay. And sir, with respect to collection efficiency, since you have moved some branches to weekly, how this has been calculated now? This 97.7%. So you are calculating separately?
नहीं आनंद, इसमें है ना, इसमें मंथली वीकली का कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ये नेट कलेक्शन एफिशिएंसी का डेफिनेशन बहुत ही सिंपल है. इट वाज ड्यू ऑन द डे, डिड यू कलेक्ट ऑन द डे और नॉट. इतना सिंपल रखते हैं हम, ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं करते. इसमें कोई क्रिएटिविटी यूज नहीं की है हमने. हम बहुत सिंपल वो है. ग्रॉस इज जो लैग से आया वो हम.
So with respect to net collection efficiency, you are saying that you are taking date wise, not month wise.
हाँ, मतलब वो डेट का एंड में मंथ पे ही होगा ना, क्योंकि अलग अलग दिन पे होता है. तो एंड में तो घूम फिर के जब मैं सितंबर रिपोर्ट करूंगा, तो चलो मैं उसको और सिंपल कर देता हूँ. सितंबर रिपोर्ट करूंगा मैं, तो सितंबर में अगर किसी कस्टमर का ड्यू था, वो था कि नहीं था, वो आया तो आया जाएगा, नहीं तो अदरवाइज इट विल गो डाउन.
So sir, you will see at the end of the month, मतलब whether it is weekly or any day on the month, correct na?
We monitor every day, but obviously from a representation point of view, we have to draw a line somewhere and present to you, no? So we follow that.
Understood. And this gross collection and net collection, the difference being the excess, largely would be prepayment.
No. So, say for example, if I had 100 due in the month of September, I collected 90. I'm just theoretically saying, I collected 90. 10 रह गया. ये अब अगले महीने में भी सपोज मैंने 100 में से 90 लेके आया और ये पिछला वाला 10 पूरा का पूरा 10 अगले महीने आ गया. तो अगले महीने का नेट होगा 90, ग्रॉस होगा 100.
Understood, sir. Okay, I'm done, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. That was the last question in queue. I would now like to hand the conference back to the management team for closing comments.
Yeah, so thank you very much for being on the call. We are very thankful for giving us the support during the quarters. We will continue to deliver as a management. We will continue to work on the Vision 25 plan that we had articulated. As highlighted in my commentary earlier, we started working on the Vision 25 to 28, which we will be able to share with you when closer to the end of the year. So thank you for all your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Spandana Sphoorty Financial Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. You may now disconnect your lines.